Welcome back into historic Bossy Field as the Evansville Otters look to take their second game against the division-leading Lake Erie Crushers. Hello, everybody. My name is Lucas Macklin, alongside my partner, Cage Christie. And Cage, last night's game between these Crushers, very exciting, back and forth, low scoring, good efforts from both pitchers, but the Otters came out on top.
It's definitely a big first game of the series win for the Otters. And like you said, low scoring. A lot of the offense from the Otters was from JT Benson. Got on base all 4 times, went 2 for 2 with 2 hit by pitches. And if the Otters want to win today, it's looked like they're going to have to be another low scoring battle with Anthony Escobar on the bump for the Crushers. So it'll be on the back of Backer today for the Otters, and the rest of his pitching staff have to come ready to compete to get the series win today.
You are 100% right. CJ Backer on the mound for the Otters on his third start. It'll be the third start for Anthony Escobar as well. Top to the bottom in the lineup was held a lot more quiet last night than typical, but even a guy like Graham Brown only managed 1 hit, but that 1 hit did come in that 7th inning, managed to steal third base on an amazing swim move and a play where the throw beat him, and if he gets thrown out, Otters may not win that game.
And Graham Brown's been a big piece in this whole season. They're looking to get more offense, like you said, out of him today. He'll be a big part of today if they can get a win, I believe.
And the starter for last night's game, Adrian Montilva, in his second start went 5 innings, only gave up 1 run on that home run, only gave up 2 hits, did a great job as the Otters will look for more from Backer today. Speaking on Backer, we saw him last in Mississippi where he went 4 1/3 innings, gave up 2 earned runs, 4 total. 2 of them were unearned. Did a good job keeping the Otters in the game, but unfortunately they came up short in that one. And then in his first start against Three Rivers, went 4 2/3 innings, ended up with 6 runs on that big blast from Juan Carlos Negret, but he's currently 0 for 1 after getting the loss last weekend. The 6'5" standing pitcher out of Purdue will go for the Otters today, and when we're back, we'll go more on the starting lineups as we get closer to the first pitch. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
Welcome back into historic Bossy Field as the Evansville Otters look to take their second straight against the Lake Erie Crushers. Hello, everybody. My name is Lucas Macklin, alongside my partner, Cage Christie. And coming into this week, we're talking about how important these games were and against some really good teams. So far, 3-1 on the homestand as they look to try to take their second series in a row.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure upon them to see how maybe the season could maybe start to look as, they were started out 3-3, lost 3 in a row, and now they're almost back to 500 if they can win it tonight. And they have answered the bell, to say the least, in this week.
Now, it's not all good news for the Otters. We had some transaction news. Parker Brahms did go on the 7-day IL. Unclear of how long he will be out, but he will be out for at least those 7 days off that injury on Wednesday. No one was activated in the move, but Casey Delgado, the veteran pitcher for the Otters, is nearing his return, so we'll await that one as well. Otters coming off the road series sweep this last weekend against Mississippi. Did a great job bouncing back. Last night, a huge performance from their starter, Adrian Montilva, and their bullpen, as they'll look for more of that today. Let's get into the starting lineups for today's ballgame. First for the Lake Erie Crushers. Leading it off and DHing tonight will be Sam Franco. Batting second and playing left field will be Burl Dixon. Batting third and playing catcher will be Alfredo Gonzalez. Batting fourth and playing first base will be Scout Knotts, the big hitter that hurt the Otters all last night. Batting fifth and playing third base will be Seth Strong. Batting sixth and playing right field will be Dario Gomez. Batting seventh and playing second base will be Zach Campbell. Batting eighth and playing shortstop will be Logan Thomason. And rounding it out will be, and playing in center field will be Kyle Huckstorf. And going for the Crushers will be Anthony Escobar. Now for your Evansville Otters. Playing in center field and leading it off tonight for the first time this season will be Graham Brown. Batting second and playing second base will be Alay Camus. Batting third and playing first base once again will be LJ Jones. Batting fourth and playing right field will be JT Benson. Batting fifth and DHing tonight will be Paven Parks. Batting sixth and playing third base back in the lineup tonight will be Raymond Gill. Batting seventh and playing left field will be Keenan Taylor. Batting eighth and playing catcher will be Cone Milbanks, and rounding out the lineup will be the shortstop, George Khalil, and CJ Backer back on the mound once again for the Otters as he tries to give a little bit more length than he has in his first two starts.
I think length will be a big story in this game. If he can give the Otters multiple innings of good pitching, they will give themselves the best shot today. Again, like we said, a great arm on the mound for the Crushers and Escobar.
Yeah, once again, CJ Backer in Mississippi only gave up those 2 earned runs, 4 runs total, but in that 4 1/3 innings, went through 75 pitches, has dealt with some command issues so far this year, but if he can rein that in, he's shown that he's had some really good stuff and has had some really good innings. Remember, you're listening to the Papa John's pregame show. Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network and on Home Team Network. Speaking of Home Team Network, they are the exclusive home of every Frontier League game this year. Check out Home Team Network to sign up today and get a front row seat to every Otters game. So for the Otters, a quick look at the standings. Lake Erie on top of the Central Division at 9-3. Washington at 7-6. They lost last night to Florence, so the Otters get a game up on both of them as they go to 6-7, and Florence is at 3-8. Gateway and Schaumburg are playing against each other. Gateway took the win last night, so they moved to 10-3, while Schaumburg is down to 8-6. Mississippi got a win last night. They moved to 6-5. Joliet got another win last night. They moved to 6-7. Windy City, another loss. They are at 3-11. So the Otters right there in the playoff push. Obviously, it's early in the season, but you want to make sure you're still in the running as these dog days come up.
You definitely don't want to put yourself in a hole, and that's where kind of this week has become so big for the Otters. They had a chance playing 2 good teams this week to fall out early and put themselves in a hole and have to keep digging out, but they've really added to, like you said, the playoff push. And if they get another win today, it would be huge.
It's racing night here in Bosse Field as the Indy 500 will go tomorrow. And tomorrow, the matinee game will be the Dog Days of Summer ball game before the Otters head to the road and have a 3-game set in Schaumburg. They'll have a day off before they head to Florence to take on the Yawls up next week. We mentioned Graham Brown. He went 9 for 13 in the last series. Again, only went 1 for 5 last night, but still had a huge impact in that 7th inning.
Yeah, like you said with that swing move, and like you also said this, like that might have lost them the game if he did get out, because he's played such a big role on this team, and he's definitely looking to get back to his normal self tonight.
It was Paven Parks that ended up driving him in on a base hit, and then Keenan Taylor came up next and drove in JT Benson on his own hit. The Otters, after giving up the lead in the top half of the 7th on a passed ball, came back in the bottom of the 7th without any of the momentum and took the win. And obviously, Paven Parks pitched the 8th inning, did give up a run there, but a huge double play from this middle infield in Khalil and Camus. They've shown to be a fantastic defensive duo, and then Wolgamuth came in with the save. Got a little bit hairy there, gave up a couple hits, but got out of it unscathed. Otters get their 6th win of the season. Now let's get back to 500. That was the Papa John's pregame show. Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network. We'll take a short break for the national anthem, and as we near the first pitch, Otters will try to get back to 500. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Now let's meet the starters for your Evansville Otters, led by manager Andy McCauley. The Edward Jones, leadoff batter of the game. The center fielder, number 24, Graham Brown. Batting second, the second baseman, number 1, Olay Camus. Batting third, the first baseman, number 20, L.J. Jones. Batting fourth, the right fielder, number 9, J.T. Benson. Batting fifth, designated hitter, number 11, David Parks. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 10, Raymond Gill. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 12, Keenan Taylor. Batting eighth and catching, number 23, Cohen Wilbanks. Batting ninth, the shortstop, number 6, George Khalil. Pitching for the Evansville Otters, right-handed pitcher, number 33, C.J. Becker. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise and remove your caps as we honor America's freedom, those who now protect it, and pay tribute to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice with the singing of our national anthem, this evening performed by Layla Frank. Tonight's game ball is delivered to you by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
And now for the legendary words that start every Evansville Otters game. We have members
Welcome back into Bossy Field as we start to near first pitch. Backer will go to the mound as he warms up. This is his second start in Bossy Field. In the first start, had a rocky first inning, but had 2 extremely strong innings before getting hit in the fourth inning against the Three Rivers Eagles, and ended up giving a 3-run home run to Negret to end his performance.
Tonight's pitcher-catcher battery for the
And Negret seemed to give a lot of the pitchers in that series a lot of problems, so sometimes you just got to live with something like that.
So gave up 6 earned runs in that 4 2/3 innings performance, but last time came out a little bit stronger, still struggled a little bit with control, gave up 4 hits, gave up 4 runs, 2 of them were earned, as the Otters struggled a little bit with defense in that one, did walk 4, only struck out 3, so he'll try to rein that in this performance. He went 75 pitches in that game, 87 in his first game. And we'll see if he can give a little bit more length. This is his first game with Cohen Wilbanks behind the plate. He pitched to Justin Felix for 9 for those 2 performances. So with Backer on the mound and Wilbanks behind the plate, that is your pitcher and catcher battery. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000. It's Sam Franco up to the plate first. The former Boilermaker will go up against his teammate, former teammate rather, and CJ Backer. We saw a matchup between Volker and Huckstorf last night, those former Hawkeyes, and now we get the two-year Purdue product, played back in 22 and 2023 before joining the Lake Erie Crushers last year in 2024, where he hit .224 for them, hit 4 home runs, struck out 30 times, only walked 3 times. We saw this guy is a free swinger. He does have 3 walks already this year, but actually 4 walks already this year, so maybe it's a little bit of a different approach, but he still is a pretty big free swinger at the top of the lineup. Speaking of the top of the lineup, they really struggled yesterday. Combined went a 1 for 15. Franco, the only one getting a hit, as he went 1 for 5. But it really was, the bottom 6 that actually did the damage. It wasn't the top 3, which is really shocking, especially for how well they have started the season. Backer will pitch from the windup. First pitch of today's game is a swinging strike at 6:36 p.m. on a sunny and windy day here in Evansville, Indiana. That wind is blowing in instead of out today. Next pitch, pulled the string on him, and he's quickly ahead 0-2 now.
There's the free swinger you talked about.
And that's a really good sign for CJ Backer, who, again, struggled a little bit with his command, especially early in the games he pitched. See if he tries to get into a rhythm early against these Crushers. 0-2 pitch, and Franco stays high. He checked his swing. Count moves to 1-2. Crushers come in at 9-3, with obviously losing their last game, but coming off a sweep of Windy City. That pitch, checked his swing in the dirt. He went for strike 3. Wilbanks will pick it up and throw it to first for a big out, number 1. That German-American Bank strikeout was his first of the game. And it will lead to the number 2 hitter, Burl Dixon. Now, Dixon did hit the ball hard a lot last night. We'll see what he can do here as he steps into the left-handed batter's box. From the windup, first pitch into Dixon. Stays high, count moves to 1-0. Dixon, like I said, went 0 for 5 last night, struck out 3 times. From the windup, Backer delivers the next pitch in. That one is fouled back. Count moves to 1-1. Dixon standing at 6'5" out of Sacramento, California. The former 2019 draft pick by the Kansas City Royals. That one is lifted into left field. Taylor will move back on it to the track, to the wall. A sliding attempt, but can't come up with it. And so after an 0 for 5 day yesterday, he gets in a 1-out double for the Crushers.
He's definitely looking to give back after that 0 for 5 day, like you said. And I think a lot of this offense for the Crushers will be looking to do about the same thing he just did. It seems there are a lot of good hitters on this Crushers lineup, and that seems to be why they're 9-3.
Yeah, and it looked like that sun potentially played a part in it. Taylor just couldn't get to it. Next will be the former Major League catcher Alfredo Gonzalez. Played 3 games for the White Sox back in 2018. Started off this season very hot, but obviously the Otters did a great job containing him last night. First pitch into him is taken for a strike. He starts behind 0-1. So once again, Backer coming directly at these grape hitters. Crushers wearing their purple uniforms tonight. Otters in their blue. Next pitch. That one just misses high. Count moves to 1-1. Gonzalez starting the season at a 300 OBP. 333 OBP, rather. Backer from the stretch, the 1-1 pitch. Chopper over towards the third baseman, Gill, and he'll pick it up but won't make the play at first.
Ooh.
So they'll just throw it back to third. Let's keep the runner Dixon there. A slow roller as Gonzalez gets credited with an infield single. And now it's runners on the corners for Scout Knox, who didn't record an out last night for the Crushers.
It looked like maybe Gill hesitated on picking up that ball because it could have gone foul, but it looked like he was just trying to make a play on it, but no throw, as you said. Now runners to the corners with only one out.
So Backer will look in as he tries to work out of this jam. He'll come set and deliver the first pitch into Knotts. That one stays low, and he's behind 1-0. Knotts yesterday went 3 for 3, walked once, hit that solo shot that got the Crushers on the board. Now in a big spot here early. Next pitch in is taken in the strike zone. Count moves to 1-1. So the last 3 batters have been in 1-1 counts, both of them getting hits in those counts. Backer from the stretch, the 1-1 pitch into Knotts. That one just misses high. Count moves to 2-1. Took a little bit off that one at 82 miles per hour. Just missed the top of the zone. Knotts with a 5.10 OBP early in this season. Next pitch, that one, chopper towards Camus at second. Sliding grab, but no play at first. Again, another infield single. The runner, Dixon, scores from third.
At third base, 31, Seth Strong.
And that will be Seth Strong to the plate.
Another weak hit in the infield for a hit in the perfect spot. Camus playing at double play depth by second base and just hit it right in between the first and second hole. Make a diving stop on it, but really no chance of a play.
So back-to-back soft infield singles. As Backer gives up a run here in the first inning. And now he'll have to reset here, try to work his way out of it. Seth Strong, the third baseman, into the left-handed batter's box. First pitch is taking outside, and he will start from behind 1-0. Strong went 1 for 4 last night, drew a walk, did get an RBI. He also did strike out once. Next pitch into Strong. That one is lifted into center field. Graham is going to have to get back to it, and he will. Camp under it for out number 2. He'll throw that one back in. It'll be corralled by Gill. And now with 2 away, it will lead
Batting 6, the right field.
to the right fielder, Dario Gomez. And with 2 away, Gomez will step into the right-handed batter's box. Moved up 1 in the lineup. Went 1 for 3 last night. And now tries to give the Crushers a bigger lead. A bigger lead for their starter. First pitch. That one is laced into left field just past the glove of Gill. Taylor will corral it and throw it in. The run from second will score. And a 2-out RBI for Gomez will get the second run on the board of the inning for the Crushers.
Yeah, we see some weak hits this inning, but that is an absolute exception. 97 off the bat. Ball was murdered right past Gill. That's a 2-out RBI to make it 2-0. Now Backer is trying to get out of this inning. Trying to give his offense a chance.
It'll be Zach Campbell who steps into the left-handed batter's box. Saw him for 1 at bat last night in a pinch hit situation. First pitch taken in the dirt, and he starts ahead 1-0. Campbell grounded out to the first baseman, L.J. Jones, who just barely got the tag on him. Kept the runner from third on scoring on that play. Now the 1-0 pitch into Campbell. Foul tips that one into the glove. Count moves to 1-1.
Big swing there from Campbell. Was looking to do damage on that one.
One game was played earlier. It was Schaumburg and Gateway. They started at 3 o'clock. Schaumburg took the win today, so that series is evened up at 1. Next pitch into Campbell stays inside. Count moves to 2-1. Campbell on the season, a .484 OBP and 31 plate appearances. Only one extra base hit, but has shown the ability to draw walks, already 10 on the season. Next pitch. That one just misses. Just misses the outside part of the zone, and count moves to 3-1 now. Backer will look into Wilbanks, and he'll come set and deliver the 3-1 pitch into Campbell. That one stays outside, so a walk for Campbell, his 11th on the season.
Batting eighth at shortstop.
We'll bring up the
26,
shortstop, Logan Thomason. Thomason grounded into a double play with the bases loaded in the top half of the 8th inning to preserve the Otters' lead. And now he comes up with the bases loaded again here, but with 2 away. We've got a quick mound visit here from Max Peterson as he tries to get Backer back into this game. It's 2 runs on 4 hits for the Grapes in this first inning.
You talked about Backer having control issues. We haven't really seen any until that last at bat. And he's just been getting hit off of. You get 4 hits in this first inning, 2 weak and a couple hard hit ones. Now a big spot here.
He'll step back into the mound and pitch from the windup. First pitch into the Crushers shortstop in the dirt. Starts behind 1-0. You'll get a new ball from home plate umpire Anthony Atkinson. And now deliver the 1-0 pitch. That one stays inside. Count moves to 2-0 now. It was a lead-off or a 1-out double for Burl Dixon, and then back-to-back infield singles. Got Seth Strong to fly out, and then Dario Gomez with a single of his own got the second runner of the game in, and that one just misses, and now he's behind 3-0.
Now control becoming an issue late in this inning. He's got to come all the way back from the 3-0 hole if he wants to get out of it on this batter here.
3-0 pitch from the windup. Nowhere to put him. That one stays outside, so he'll walk in a run here. Back-to-back walks for C.J. Backer. That's the 3rd runner of the inning to score. And it will be the 9-hole hitter as they bat around here in the very first inning, Kyle Huckstorf. That one lifted high into the air, slightly just past the infield. It'll be Khalil to get under it and bring this first inning to an end, but the Crushers do score 3. Otters now trail as they come to bat for the first time. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library.
Back here in Bossy Field, as the Otters now will play from behind once again against the Crushers. They didn't do it last night, but they did it quite often against Schaumburg, and they always showed an ability to make those comebacks. And even in the game they lost, they were right there, lost in extra innings, of course, and they'll have to do it again today. The pitcher, Anthony Escobar, we mentioned in 2 starts, hasn't given up a run yet. He struck out 8, walked 3. This is his second year with Lake Erie. Last year, started 19 games, pitched 111 innings, pitched to a 2.43 ERA. So he's shown the ability to dominate Frontier League hitters. But his first test is going to be a big one, and Graham Brown moved to the leadoff spot in today's ball game. And first pitch, he'll take for a strike. He starts behind 0-1. Escobar spent 4 seasons in the Twins organization. That pitch catches the zone, and Brown's quickly behind 0-2. Escobar has shown the ability to control his stuff and really just hasn't walked anybody. Last year had a 2.9 walks per 9. From the windup, the 2 pitch, and Brown, he fouls that one off and stays alive. No, they'll call catcher's interference. So a break for the Otters as they'll get on base to start this game.
Big break there for Graham, down 0-2. Didn't seem to make contact, or maybe it just foul tipped it, but gets another free base.
And now with Brown on first base, he's has stolen 7 bases in 8 attempts. We'll see what they choose to do here. First pitch into Camus as he fouls that one off, and he's behind 0-1. Camus got the game off Thursday night. Did come into pinch hit. Came back last night and looked like the Camus that started the season as the Otters leadoff hitter. Now the 0-1 pitch into the second baseman. Swings through that one, and he's behind 0-2. Escobar pitched in the Venezuelan Winter League back in 22-23 before joining Lake Erie in 2024. Next pitch into Camus. Inside, gets past the catcher, and Brown will take second base on a wild pitch. Count moves to 1-2 now. So another break there for Graham Brown as he takes advantage, and now the Otters have a runner in scoring position as they try to make up those 3 runs that were given up in the top half of the first inning. Camus in the left-handed batter's box. Escobar comes set from the stretch, delivers the 1-2 pitch. That one gets Camus looking for strike 3. And with 1 away, that will bring up L.J. Jones in the 3-hole tonight.
That's a hard pitch to swing at for Camus. Backdoor breaking ball. Packer tried finding that in the last inning. He couldn't find it, but Escobar seemed to have no problem there. Sat down Camus looking.
L.J. Jones will step into the right-handed batter's box. Escobar from the stretch will deliver the first pitch into Jones. That one's a chopper towards second. It'll be picked up by Campbell. He'll throw to first for out number 2. Brown will advance 90 feet. And with 2 quick outs now, it'll be J.T. Benson in the 4-hole tonight.
You can see early why Escobar only had a 2.9 walks per 9 attacking the zone early and often.
Kind of similar to what we saw from Adrian Montilva. It's not the fastest stuff, but it just moves enough to fool the hitters into getting weak contact. So now it's J.T. Benson, who went perfect on the night last night. Looks to try to get the Otters on the board early. First pitch is taken on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. painting the black with that one. Brown at third, 90 feet away, looking to try to score the Otters' first run as they trail 3-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Escobar will deliver the 0-1 pitch into Benson. He lifts that one into center field. It's going to be Dario Gomez, the right fielder, who will come in on it. So the Otters threaten, but they don't score any. They trail 3-0 as we head to the second inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and a 96.9 WYIR.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
Back in here at Bossy Field, CJ Backer is out there for his second inning of work. The Crushers sent 9 to the plate last inning. They scored 3 runs. They lead 3-0 here in the second inning, and Sam Franco will be up to the plate once again. Franco struck out swinging his first at bat.
So say hello to our game sponsor, Schnucks. Town and Country 4, they're in left field, sections 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
It looks like Backer will finish his warm-ups as Franco will come to the plate.
And the Hearn family is in section 18. Great to have all of our group outings, along with Roy Williams' group and the Corona Extra.
Franco came into this series scorching hot. Still at a 373 OBP. Did get a hit last night. Currently 1 for 6 on the series. Just 2 strikeouts. And now the first pitch in from Backer is taken in the dirt, and he starts behind 1-0. Last time Backer started for the Otters here in Bossy Field, he did have a rough first inning, but then locked in and really started to dominate. See if he can do something of the same here. That pitch is lifted into left field, and we'll get through the infield for a base hit. And a leadoff base knock for the Crushers, and they're back in business once again. Now it's Burl Dixon who got a double to really start the inning off for the Crushers last inning. Steps back to the plate for the second time in as many innings. Into the left-handed batter's box. First pitch from the stretch for Backer. That one is lifted high and out of play, an overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it.
Choose the best, never regret it.
So Dixon behind 0-1 after that foul ball. Dixon was also scorching hot coming into this series before going 0 for 5 yesterday. That pitch at the knees, and he's behind 0-2. But found his way to get back on track with a double in the last inning. A ball that just missed the glove of the left fielder Keenan Taylor. Now has to battle as he's behind 0-2 to Backer. Next pitch. That one is lifted into left field. That's going to get down in front of Keenan Taylor for a base hit. So a 2-strike base knock. Back-to-back singles to start the inning. And that will bring up the catcher, Alfredo Gonzalez.
Catcher, 7, Alfredo Gonzalez.
Dixon, a lefty, able to put back-to-back at bats with good power to left field. Not bad pitches either on an 0-2 count, too.
That one was right at the top of the zone. Dixon went and got it. He just placed it in the perfect spot in left field. And now it's Alfredo Gonzalez as he steps back into the right-handed batter's box. His infield single last inning put runners on the corners with only one away, as now he's in an RBI spot here for the Crushers. First pitch, pulled the string on him, and he's behind 0-1. Backer trying to find his way back into this game, trying to keep the Otters realistically in it, not allowing it to get away from himself. The next pitch into Gonzalez will float that one into right field. Benson and Brown converging on it. It's going to drop in between both of them. So a loop base hit for Alfredo Gonzalez. Really his second of the game. And now the bases are loaded with no one out.
It hasn't made too much great contact today. That one just found the perfect spot in right center field. Able to fall for second hit of the day.
It's also a perfect spot right where the pillar was, though I couldn't see it land. Now it's Scout Knotts with the bases loaded. He also reached via the infield single last time. The first pitch from Backer is fouled back overhead as he starts behind 0-1.
Ball brought to you by Pets Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it.
So Backer doing a good job starting ahead of these batters here in the second inning, but they're just finding holes in the defense. Next pitch into Knotts. That one a broken bat foul ball.
Sounds like a broken bat. More wood for the winter fire, courtesy of
There goes some more lumber. Get your new lumber at Niehaus Lumber. Still shocked they have us saying lumber there 3 times in that one. But either way, he's behind 0-2 in the count. His backer tries to find a way to get this huge first out.
Gotta make sure you know to get more lumber. Gotta keep making you say it.
From the stretch, he delivers the next pitch. That one stays high. Count now to 1-2. Bases loaded with no one out here in the top of the second inning. Crushers already lead 3-0. Next pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. Pulled the string on him. A German-American Bank strikeout, his second of the game. A huge out number 1 will bring up the third baseman, Seth Strong. Already 6 hits on the day for the Crushers. Franco at third, Dixon at second, Gonzalez at first. That pitch broke the bat right back to Backer. Over to second for 1, throw to first in time for a Hoosier Lottery double play to get out of the inning. No runs score after the bases were loaded with no one away. A broken bat pitch that went right back to Backer. There went more lumber the second of the inning. Get your lumber at Niehaus Lumber.
6 lumbers and 2 sayings in an inning.
So we'll head to the bottom of the second. Otters still trail 3-0. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
So the Otters with another big play on defense to keep the Crushers off the board. As we hear in the bottom of the second inning, it'll be led off by Paven Parks, followed by Raymond Gill and Keenan Taylor as they try to fight back in this one. And what a play by Backer there. Went to second, could have probably gone home as well and turned the double play, but also to avoid the broken bat that went right at him and make that play. It was very similar to a play that happened in Mississippi with Montilva, a bat that went right back at him, and for him to get out of the way of that one to avoid injury. So huge play for the Otters as they stay alive and avoid a big inning there.
And an underrated part of that is keeping the composure. You see a lot of pitchers on those type of double plays throw the ball in the center field. It's a perfect throw to Khalil, who made a great, strong throw over to first to Jones, able to get out of the inning. Somehow scoreless when everything looked to be falling apart.
So it'll be Paven Parks, first pitch into Escobar, will be taken outside as he starts ahead 1-0. Parks last night went 1 for 3, walked once, stole a base, an RBI base hit that put the Otters in the lead in the 7th. That one is fouled back overhead, an overhead foul ball, brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it.
Heads Construction, choose the best, never regret it.
Parks DHing today, also pitched an inning last night. Forced a double play of his own with the bases loaded to avoid giving up a run. That one is fouled back, and he's behind 1-2 now. Escobar likes to work fast. Paven will take his time getting back into the batter's box, fix his gloves, and now will step back in. Trying to just get Escobar out of his rhythm. 1-2 pitch into Parks. That one stays high, count moves to 2-2. Saw Parks last night get rung up on a pitch that was about almost at his shins.
Whew.
And it was a night that the home plate umpire actually did a really, really good job for most of the night, but for some reason it was against Parks where he struggled. That one is lifted high into the air into foul territory. Strong is racing over towards the bullpen, but will not make the grab. Count will stay at 2-2.
That foul ball. Strong looked pretty fast there. Didn't get to see full of that when he was running out that double play ball over there in the top half of this inning. Big foul area of Bossy Field.
Just couldn't get to that one. Count still at 2-2 for Parks in the left-handed batter's box. The pitch into him. Ooh. Checked his swing. Did he go? No, says the third base umpire Miguel Rivera Cruz. He was behind the plate last night, moved over to third tonight. And now as Parks works this count, it is full against Escobar. 3-2 pitch into Parks. Check to swing. It's in there. He gets caught looking. So the second strikeout looking for Escobar. And with one away, that will bring up the third baseman tonight, Raymond Gill.
Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 10.
Gill got a couple of games off. Was scorching going into Mississippi, but since then has really struggled. But was back in the lineup tonight as he tries to give this offense a spark here in the second inning. First pitch, swinging at that one, he starts behind 0-1. Since that Mississippi trip, 1 for 15, 1 for 16, I believe, with 10 strikeouts.
Oof.
That one just catches the top part of the zone. It's behind 0-2 quickly. Gill, obviously a player we've seen show a ton of talent. And don't expect him to stay in this rut forever. The 0-2 pitch. That one stays outside. Count moves back to 1-2. Only 20 pitches so far for Escobar through 1 1/3 inning. 1-2 pitch into Gill. Hits that one towards the shortstop, Logan Thomason. He'll make the throw over to first. with plenty of time for out number 2.
Batting 7, the left fielder.
And with 2 away, it'll be Keenan Taylor to the plate. So he looks to try to stay hot. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI and a hit by pitch in this series. Still at a 400 OBP. So he tries to extend the second inning. First pitch catches the zone. He starts behind 0-1. Escobar so far has started ahead of every batter except for Paven Parks. So he's pumping those strikes. That one, a broken bat towards the shortstop Thomason. Take it on a hop. Throw to first in time for out number 3. So Otters go 1-2-3 in the second inning. We head to the third. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com.
Backer out on the mound for another inning of work. Otters trail 3-0 through 2. Backer tries to keep that deficit where it's at. Struggled through the first 2 innings. Gave up 3 runs in the first. Gave up 3 straight base hits to start the second inning, but managed to get out of it with a strikeout and then a 1-6-3 double play. And now as he finishes his warm-up, tries to really get back in and try to regain the control of this start.
Hopefully last inning getting out with bases loaded, no outs, and no runs can be kind of an energy sparker for him and get back into the swing of things and lock back in.
It's 6-7-8 for the Crushers. Dario Gomez, the first to meet him in this inning. Pulled the string on him, starts ahead 0-1. He's done a lot of that starting ahead of these batters. Obviously, it hasn't amounted to an elite start by any means, but it's a really good sign for a guy that had struggled with command a little bit in his first couple of starts. Now from the windup, he'll deliver the 0-1 pitch into Gomez. That one just misses low. Count moves to 1-1. Former Boilermaker delivers the 1-1 pitch. That one, chopper towards third. Gill will take it. Throw to first in time for out number 1.
This is going to be a pretty massive fire
and
around the holidays.
that one was another broken bat for CJ Backer, his third that he's forced, the fourth we've seen in the game. That's
second baseman,
the Niehaus Lumber broken bat. Get your lumber at Niehaus Lumber.
There's one in the bottom half of the second inning, Keenan Taylor, where the barrel of the bat went farther than the ball did over there at short.
Next, it's Zach Campbell. He'll take the first pitch for a ball. Starts 1-0. Campbell drew a walk in his first at-bat. That was his 11th on the year. A team that loves to walk. That one is lifted into left field. Taylor will go back to it and bring it in for out number 2. That one was hit on a line, but just went right at Taylor. And with 2 quick outs, it'll be Logan Thomason as he tries to extend this inning.
Shortstop, 26, Logan Thomason.
Thomason also Drew a walk in his first at-bat. Another guy that loves to walk, his 10th of the year. First pitch into Thomason is taken at the knees for a strike. Starts behind 0-1. Next pitch to Thomason. Just misses inside. Count now at 1-1. 7 hits for the Crushers. 3 runs scored in the first 2 2/3 innings. That pitch in the dirt. Count moves to 2-1. But Backer has recorded 5 straight outs as he looks to try to get out of the 3rd inning clean. It's a 2-1 count into Thomason. That one stays inside. Count now at 3-1. It was a 4-pitch walk for Thomason in the first inning. It walked in a run. Now the 3-1 pitch into Thomason. Swings through that one. Hefty swing, came up with nothing. Count runs full. Thomason, the 5-year veteran out of Eastern Kentucky. Full count pitch in the dirt. 4-4. So a 2-out walk for the Crushers will lead to the 9-hole hitter, Kyle Huxtor.
Center fielder, 1, Kyle Huxtor.
Huxdorf popped out in the first inning to end the inning. Backer now from the stretch will come set and deliver the first pitch. That one's a swinging strike. He gets ahead of 0-1. It was 15 stolen bases on 17 attempts for Thomason over at first. A year prior, he's 3 for 3 so far this year. Now the 0-1 pitch in Huxdorf. Thomason takes off. That one is hit towards third. Gill will take it in. Make the long throw over to first in time for out number 3. So a 2-out walk extended the inning, but the Otters give up nothing. They're still trailing 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
We're through 2.5 innings here as the Crushers lead 3-0 off the back of a 3-run first inning. It'll be 8-9-1 to face Escobar next, and he has done a fantastic job so far at getting the weak contact, which is what he's done so well during his career.
Come back tomorrow. It's the series finale.
For the last half inning, back to Backer, it was really promising. Even with that 2-out walk, he was able to get out of it with another weak contact. And only seeing 4 batters, which is the least he's seen so far today in an inning. So he's hoping to maybe find some more of that groove later in. But you said Escobar has found his already. And he's looking to keep the Otters off the base pass as he's done so well today.
Wilbanks will step into the left-handed batter's box as he looks to try to break through in the hit column for the Otters. First pitch from the windup for Escobar into the backstop. That one is fouled back. Starts behind 0-1. It was a leadoff catcher's interference that allowed Graham Brown to reach, but since then, He has gone 6 up, 6 down, Escobar has.
The interference was an 0-2, too.
That one is foul tipped into the glove. So Wilbanks behind 0-2 now. Wilbanks takes time as he looks to reset. Wilbanks hasn't started that many games this year. Only his 5th start, but a .471 on-base percentage to start the year. His next pitch is taken low. Count moves to 1-2. Next pitch into Wilbanks. Catches him looking for strike 3, I suppose. Looks like home plate umpire was going to call it a ball. Then Wilbanks walked off, and then the umpire made the motion. So I'm not sure what his initial call was going to be there, but it ends up being a strikeout looking.
Yeah,
Third strikeout, all of them looking for Escobar.
Wilbanks turned around to maybe come back, but no, that's still a strikeout, obviously, but that was a weird interaction there.
So first pitch into Khalil is taken low for ball 1. Khalil still looking for his first hit on the season. He has reached 3 times via the hit by pitch so far. Next pitch into Khalil is taken low. Count moves to 2-0. Also dropped down a sac bunt, only recorded 1 official at bat last night. 2-0 pitch into Khalil. That one's taken just at the knees for strike 1. Count at 2-1 now. That one checked his swing. He did not go, says the first base umpire tonight, Max Langley. That one was low. Count moves to 3-1. Next pitch into Khalil. Swung through that one. Count runs full. Payoff pitch from Escobar. Checked a swing. Doesn't matter. It was in the zone. Another strikeout looking. His 4th of the game. And quickly there are 2 away here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning.
He fooled Khalil badly there. Gave a little half-effort swing after it was basically already in the mitt of Gonzalez. Now looking for Graham to get on base again.
From the windup, Escobar delivers the first pitch into Graham Brown. He'll take that one outside. He'll start ahead 1-0. Reached via the catcher's interference, advanced to second on a wild pitch, then was advanced to third on the ground out from L.J. Jones, but didn't come around to score. 1-0 pitch. That one is laced past the glove of the third baseman, Seth Strong. So the Otters get their first hit of the game, the second time Graham Brown has reached. And with 2 away, he'll extend the inning to Alay Camus.
Graham Brown looking to find himself again. Able to find the only 2 base runners are him today. Now he's hoping to get a 2-out rally started. Now Alay Camus.
Now we'll see if Graham Brown will try to steal to get himself into scoring position.
It's a great rate on that. He's 7 for 8.
First pitch into the second baseman tonight, Camus. That one catches the zone. He starts behind 0-1. Graham Brown advanced his hitting streak now to 6 games, as well as his on-base streak. From the stretch, Escobar delivers the 0-1 pitch. That one is lifted into left field. Dixon will come in on it and make the grab for out number 3. So the Otters get their first hit of the game from Graham Brown, but they still don't score anything. They're still trailing 3-0 as we head to the 4th inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library. Right now, in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VANDCASA.com.
We enter the fourth inning here at Bosse Field as the Otters trail 3-0. It's CJ Backer out there for another inning of work, and really, since the bases were loaded with no one away in the second inning, he has looked really good, recording 6 outs in the next 6 batters, because one of those came with a double play.
He's able to feed off that energy in the top of the third after that, like you said, double play to get out of that potential big inning, which really could have killed the hopes of this Otters team, but especially with Escobar, of how he's been pitching, it seems unhittable today. But now, Backer's looking for another great inning.
It's Franco back up as he's working on his 1-for-2 day. Former Boilermakers facing off once again. The windup from Backer. That pitch chopped foul. Starts ahead 0-1. It was a single for Franco in the second inning and a strikeout swinging in the first at-bat of the game. Now he's behind 0-1 here to CJ Backer. From the windup delivers the next pitch. That one misses low. Count moves to 1-1. Franco in the right-handed batter's box awaits the 1-1 pitch. That one is chopped just foul, just past the third base bag. Count now moves to 1-2. Mentioned this is Franco's second year with Lake Erie. In his first year, hit .224, had a .435 slugging percentage. So hit the ball hard when he did. Now the 1-2 pitch into Franco. Chopped foul again, and we'll do it again. So Backer doing a good job finding the strike zone early in this one, as Franco will call time. Outside of a couple of walks to Logan Thomason and one to Zach Campbell, he's done a great job limiting the walks, but it's been the hits that have bit him. Already 7 in the game. But only 3 runs given up so far, all of them coming in the first inning, as we're here in the top of the fourth. 1-2 pitch stays up and in. Count moves to 2-2. Wind up, 2-2 pitch. That one chopped right towards Khalil. He'll take it in. Throw over to first in time for out number 1. So a little bit of back and forth action between Backer and Escobar as they trade groundouts.
Left fielder, 12.
It'll now be Burl Dixon, who's working on his 2-for-2 day. Doubled in the first inning, came around to score on the infield single from Scout Knox. And then singled in the second inning And that first pitch into him is taken at the knees for a strike. Count moves to 0-1. Backer winds up, delivers the next pitch to the left-handed hitting Dixon. Swings through that one, and he's quickly ahead 0-2 now. It was an 0-2 base knock for Dixon in the second inning. So obviously a guy that can hit with 2 strikes with little problem. Dixon spent 3 seasons within the Royals minor league system before playing in the Pioneer League and the United Shore League before joining the Frontier League. 0-2 pitch, got him looking for strike 3. Another German-American bank strikeout. This one is looking his third of the ball game. And with 2 quick outs, it'll be Alfredo Gonzalez to the plate.
7, Alfredo Gonzalez.
After going 0 for 5 last night, starting 2 for 2 with the soft hit infield single in the first inning and then the bloop base hit in the second inning. Backer now with 2 outs here in the top half of the fourth inning. Delivers the first pitch into Gonzalez as that one stays low. Count moves to 1-0. Gonzalez looks very frustrated in multiple different at-bats last night. Tries to get back into the swing of things here. The 1-0 pitch into Gonzalez is laced just past Khalil at short. So his third single of the ball game, easily his hardest hit one. And a 2-out hit extends the inning to Scout Knotts.
Seems the frustrations of Gonzalez has been kind of relieved today. 3 for 3. It's not a bad way to start your night, especially in the top of the fourth inning.
That one was 101 miles per hour off the bat.
That ball was killed.
So 2 away. Scout Knotts comes to the plate. First pitch into him is taken outside. He starts to count 1-0. After not recording an out last night, started with an infield single in the first inning and then did strike out swinging in the second. Now the next pitch from Backer. That one is taken in the inside part of the zone. Count moves to 1-1. One count here to Knotts. He'll pitch from the stretch. That one is in the zone for strike 2, and he gets behind 1-2. Wilbanks couldn't catch it, but still was in the zone either way. It was essentially center cut, so couldn't call that one a ball. Count at 1-2 here for C.J. Backer as he looks to try to get out of his third straight clean inning. He'll come set and deliver the 0-2 pitch. That one in the dirt, stopped by Wilbanks, but Gonzalez takes off for second and gets in there sliding. So he was off on the pitch once it was in the dirt. Didn't care whether it got past Wilbanks or not. And he'll take advantage.
I think it surprised Wilbanks a little bit. Kind of slow to pick it up and look. But when he looked up, Gonzalez is already 80% of the way to second base. Still a throw, but wasn't particularly close. But now base hit scores in a 2-out spot here.
2-2 count here to Scout Knotts with 2 away and a runner on second base. That one taken low. Count runs full. Now there is a base open. Knotts obviously been hitting the ball hard all weekend. Seth Strong waiting on deck. 1 for 6 on the series. Payoff pitch into Knotts. That one in the dirt for ball 4, so a walk is 4th of the game for Backer.
31.
Extends the inning to Seth Strong. Strong flew out to center field in his first appearance, then grounded into a double play in his second at-bat. Backer comes set, delivers the first pitch. But first he'll step off. Ruled a stolen base for Gonzalez. Now the first pitch into the left-handed hitting Strong. That one is lifted high into the air. It'll be Keenan Taylor who will race to try to get under it and will bring it in for out number 3. Had to travel a long way near to the foul line to bring it in, but a big out number 3. The Otters strand 2 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
Escobar out there for his 4th inning of work as the Otters look to try to break through. They trail 3-0 here in Bosse Field. I'm Lucas Macklin, joined by Cage Christie, as the Otters look to try to get their 2nd win in this 3-game set and take the series before we get to the 3rd game. They won the first 2 against Schaumburg before dropping the 3rd in extra innings on Thursday, and then took game 1 last night in a 4-3 win, pronounced by their fantastic pitching and clutch hitting. Backer has settled in, 3 straight scoreless frames. Only 1 hit given up since loading the bases with no one out. Has walked a couple. But the Otters have been yet to be able to really answer Escobar. The only one getting on base is Graham Brown. He got on base both times. One via the catcher's interference and also the lone hit of the game for the Otters. It'll be L.J. Jones first to meet him here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. First pitch is taken on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Starts behind 0-1.
Yeah, they're trying to start making Escobar uncomfortable. He's been setting in his groove. Like you said, the only base runner being Brown at this point.
That next pitch stays outside. Count moves to 1-1.
They try to get runner in scoring position, maybe get a hit. At that point, they get you said good clutch hitting last night. They need to find a way to get in that position again tonight.
1-1 pitch into Jones is taken low. Count moves to 2-1. The next pitch will be only the 40th on the night for Escobar. He's worked fast and he's worked efficiently. 2-1 pitch into Jones. That one just catches the outside part of the plate. Count moves to 2-2.
I said it earlier in the game, and it still holds true. He's Escobar attacking early and often.
Very similar to what Montilva did to these Crushers last night. Of course, Escobar been doing it for a much longer time. Now from the windup, the 2-2 pitch into Jones. Lifts that one high and overhead. He stays alive. An overhead foul ball. Brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it. I tried to time it up with Zane there. It didn't work out. Count still 2-2 to L.J. Jones as he delivers the next pitch. Oh. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Another strikeout, the 5th on the night for Escobar. And with 1 away, it'll be J.T. Benson to the plate.
Right fielder, number 9, J.T. Benson.
Benson grounded out to second in his first at-bat. Coming off a night where he went 2 for 2 with an RBI. Was hit by pitches twice in that game. First pitch into him is taken on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Mentioned that Benson changed his number to 9 yesterday. So he laced that one into right field. Gomez will go on it to the run. It's going to get down into the corner, and Benson is going to have extra bases. He'll walk into second base with a 1-out Deerhead double-decker double. And with 1 away and Paving Parks at the plate, the Otters have a chance to potentially put a run on the board.
This is the start of trying to make Escobar uncomfortable. Now you got maybe two chances here at least to get him in from second. And Benson continuing his great night from last night.
On a pitch that was low and away, went opposite field. Gomez, it just kept tailing away from Gomez. He couldn't get to it. So now with one away, it's Pavin Parks into the left-handed batter's box. It was an 8-pitch strikeout looking for Parks. First pitch, he'll take, just catches the outside part of the plate for strike one. A 1 pitch into Parks. First a check on Benson. That hits his helmet and gets into the outfield, and he's going to be able to take third base. Whew. Escobar did his job. He threw it on Benson, but it hit his helmet, and now all of a sudden Benson only 90 feet away with only one out in the inning.
It's like too perfect of a throw. He slid right into where the ball was, pushing it out in the right field. And past the second baseman Campbell, able to take third easily now. Like you said, 90 feet away, multiple ways to score him here.
It's an 0-1 count to Pavin Parks here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. First pitch, swing and a miss. Count now at 0-2 as Parks will have to battle. Pavin steps back into the left-handed batter's box. JT Benson with a one-out double, then got to third on that throw from Escobar. Now the 0-2 pitch into Pavin Parks. Checked his swing in the dirt. Check. Third base umpire says he went, and that'll be strike three with 2 outs now in the inning.
From up here, I didn't see too much of a swing there, but obviously don't have a great angle there.
Third baseman.
But now it's a big strikeout for Escobar. They're now 2 outs. A lot less ways to score. Benson for third now. Looking for a big at bat here.
It's Raymond Gill up to the plate as he'll have to pick up his teammate here. Try to get a base hit to score that runner from third. First pitch in from Escobar. Checked his swing. It's in the zone either way. Count moves to 0-1. Had a runner at third with 2 outs and Graham Brown in the first inning. Couldn't score him there, and now it's Gill with an opportunity to do it here. From the stretch, the 0-1 pitch into the third baseman. He'll take that one low. Count moves to 1-1. Otters now with 2 hits on the night. The second one there from JT Benson. Next pitch swung through by Gill. Count moves to 1-2.
91 at the top of the zone. Couldn't catch up to that now in a big spot. Escobar has found his groove again. Looking to end this inning on this batter.
Gill 8 for 30 on the year coming in. Escobar from the stretch delivers the 1-2 pitch. That one stays outside. Count moves to 2-2. Great take there from Raymond Gill. Does have a home run on the year. Now the 2-2 pitch. That one stays outside as well. Count runs full with Keenan Taylor awaiting on deck. Taylor recorded his 9th RBI last night. Only his 3rd RBI that didn't come with 2 outs.
Could use another 2-out RBI here.
Payoff pitch into Raymond Gill. That one stays high for ball 4. So a 2-out walk will extend the inning. The first walk of the night for Escobar. And it will lead to Keenan Taylor.
Left fielder, number 12, Keenan Taylor.
Taylor up to the plate with runners on the corners. Otters trailing 3-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Escobar had been nearly perfect up until this inning. Now he has to escape this 2-out jam. First pitch into Taylor is taken there for a strike. Starts behind 0-1. Taylor steps back into the right-handed batter's box. Moved up to spot 7 in tonight's lineup. 0-1 pitch into Taylor. That one misses outside. Count moves to 1-1. Keenan Taylor with a couple of home runs on the year. Mentioned 6 RBIs with 2 outs. Lifts that one high into the air, into right field. It's in shallow right field, and Gomez will track it and get under it for out number 3. So the Otters threaten once again, but can't push across a run. They still trail 3-0 as we head to the 5th inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library.
CJ Backer out there for another inning of work. Backer is out there, and so are all-you-can-eat fries and wings at Buffalo Wild Wings, Monday through Thursday, now including traditional wings. That's right, all the wings and fries you can eat with your favorite sauce. Just $19.99 for boneless and $24.99 for traditional wings. So get all the heavy hitters together and head to Buffalo Wild Wings, Mondays through Thursdays for a limited time. Dine in only. Visit either Evansville locations, 5405 Pearl Drive and 715 North Green River Road for details. It's Dario Gomez leading it off here in the 5th inning. Backer, both of his starts got into the 5th inning, but never recorded 5 innings pitched. He'll try to do that here as he'll bring the first pitch into Gomez. He gets that one swinging. Starts ahead 0-1.
He needs to keep riding this wave if he wants to get through this full 5th inning for the first time this year.
From the windup, we'll deliver the next pitch into Gomez. That one catches the zone as well, and he's quickly ahead 0-2 of Gomez.
It's back at Buffalo Wild Wings. All you can eat wings and fries, Monday through Thursday.
Almost 70 pitches so far in the game, or just over 70 pitches in the game for Backer. Delivers the 0-2 pitch into Gomez. That one's lifted into the air. Brown will get back on it, about medium depth into center field, and will bring it in for out number 1.
It's a big out for Backer, especially because of how close he's getting to the pitch count of what he's been taken out at in his last 2 starts. 87 in his first one and 75 or in his most recent one. If he keeps it up like this, I could maybe see him getting past that 87 mark, but obviously he still has to be this efficient as what he's been the past 4 frames, or past 3 frames, going on his 4th.
McCauley has been one to let momentum ride. So the 0-1 pitch into Campbell is taken outside. Count moves to 1-0. We've seen other pitchers go over 100 pitches, not just for the Otters, but for plenty of teams we've seen so far. Now the 1-0 pitch into Campbell is taken outside. Count quickly at 2-0. Campbell walked in the first inning, flew out to left field in his second at-bat. Now the 2-0 pitch. That one catches the zone. Count now at 2-1 to the left-handed hitting second baseman. Next pitch on the ground towards Khalil. He'll take it in, and a easy throw over to first. He brings it in for out number 2.
It's a big comeback there from Backer, starting out 2-0, able to come back in 2 pitches and get that out. You could possibly see him getting away with, a walk there and then maybe finding some more trouble in this innings, which he seemed to have so much this year. Now, it's 1 out away from getting through this, but no easy batter.
It'll be Thomason. First pitch is taken just low. He starts behind 1-0. Thomason has worked 2 walks so far in this game. Walked home a run in his first at-bat. Now the 1-0 pitch into the shortstop is chopper towards third. Gill will take it in and will make the throw over to first in time for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 quick inning for C.J. Backer. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Otters still trail 3-0. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND CASA.com.
We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Otters trail 3-0 here. It was 3 runs in the first inning for the Crushers. They got the first 3 runners on base in the second inning, and since then, C.J. Backer has just shut them down.
Yeah, we talked about how it's probably going to be a pitcher's duel early in this game, and after the top of the first, you thought it might get ugly early, especially at the top of the second with bases loaded and nobody out, but Backer settled in and has given his team a chance to try to at least chip into this lead and still have hope.
It'll be Cohen Wilbanks to lead it off against Escobar.
The Otters, the catcher, number 23, Cohen Wilbanks.
As they try to get back in this game. Haven't really been able to figure out this pitcher yet. Wilbanks will skirt around a bunt to the left side. Escobar will pick it up. He'll slip and won't be able to make the throw.
Oh.
So the leadoff runner on base.
Escobar kind of fell awkwardly there. He slipped and then kind of laid back on his shoulder and head for a while. He's holding his arm and maybe in some pain. I'm not for sure. He's stepping back on the mound though, so try to get back at it after the leadoff bunt single.
Leadoff runner on first. It's the 9-hole hitter George Khalil. Not opposed to a bunt himself. Quick check on Wilbanks. From the stretch, Escobar delivers the first pitch. Khalil squares around a bunt. Not sure if he pulled back. It wasn't ruled a strike. Count at 1-0. squares the bunt, puts that one down on the right side. It'll be the catcher Gonzalez. He'll flip it over to first and bring it in for out number 1, but the runner does advance.
Small ball definitely should be a big play in this game now. Without only collecting 2 hits before the bunt single. Now again, runner at second with 1 out, the same as the last home half. But now hoping to, with Brown up, he keeps his hot day going. Maybe score a run and chip in.
Runner on second with 1 away here for the leadoff hitter Graham Brown. Singled back in the third. That one is lifted into right field. It's going to head towards foul territory. The first baseman Knotts will run over, but it will get out of play. Starts behind 0-1. Brown has reached twice. Once on a catcher's interference, the other one on a single. Escobar comes set, delivers the 0-1 pitch into Brown. Checked his swing, doesn't matter, it's in the zone. He goes behind 0-2. So he'll have to battle now. Wilbanks on second after a successful bunt single, and then the sac bunt from Khalil. Now the 0-2 pitch into the center fielder. That one stays low. Count moves to 1-2. Graham Brown still leads the Frontier League in runs scored with 16. Next closest on the Otters is 9 for Keenan Taylor. Now the 1-2 count into Brown. Pulled the string on him, got him swinging for a strikeout. The second out of the inning, and with 2 away, it will lead to Alay Camus.
A really good pitch there from Escobar. Looks like a slider on the outer half of the plate. Not even the half, just a little bit outside of the zone where you can't really take. But Graham sold out for an inside fastball there. Now 2 outs.
With a runner on second, tries to get the Otters on the board. He'll come set. Escobar delivers the first pitch. That one is lifted into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. They're going to send Wilbanks home. They're going to throw it to the plate. It's not going to be cut off, and he's going to score. Throw a little bit offline. The Otters get on the board. They now trail 3-1.
That's what they needed to do. Had a running scoring position for 2 batters last inning, 3 batters even. Couldn't not come up with something here in this inning. Alay Camus, who's been a great so far this year, comes in clutch to chip into this lead.
Now it's LJ Jones into the right-handed batter's box with 2 outs. That runner on first, Camus, 2 for 3 on the year in stolen base attempts. First pitch into Jones is taken for a strike. He starts behind 0-1. Jones still only with 1 extra base hit on the year, but he's hit the ball hard a lot. Just hasn't been able to find the gaps. That one is lifted into left field. Dixon will get back on it and will make the grab for out number 3, but the Otters do finally get on the board. They get a run across. They trail 3-1 as we head to the 6th inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
CJ Backer out there for his 6th inning of work. A 9-pitch inning for him last inning. Now at 79 pitches in the game, he'll look to try to get through 6 for the Otters in a start that really didn't look like he was going to go that long, but he's really settled in.
Yeah, with 79 already, he's likely to go over his season high of 87, especially if he gets through this inning. He's looking to keep riding that wave that he's been riding for 4 frames. If he can continue that, keep the Otters in it, and maybe keep the bullpen out for as long as he can.
Parker Brahms went 6 innings. That's the longest any Otter starter has gone. He did that against 3 Rivers back on May 15th.
There is some movement in the Otters bullpen. Nobody throwing yet, but he's getting loose.
There was a pitch clock violation on the hitter, I believe. That hitter is Kyle Huckstorf. That pitch swung on a missed. And with the pitch clock violation, he's behind 0-2. From the windup, Backer delivers the next pitch into Huckstorf. Ground towards shortstop Khalil. Easy throw over to first. Just beat him on the stretch from L.J. Jones.
Yeah, Khalil makes that throw look insanely easy on the run. Picks it up and throws it in the same motion. Great play.
George Khalil, the fantastic defensive shortstop. The reason why he is potentially an everyday starter for the Otters because he makes it look easy out there. Him and Camus have both played really well at shortstop, but Camus at second base looks really good. That middle infield has just been huge for this Otters team. And now it's Sam Franco into the box. That pitch catches the zone. He starts behind 0-1. And I'll say that speed from Huckstorf, he made it really close.
Yeah.
He was hustling down the line. He was beaten by half a step. 0-1 pitch. That one is fouled off. Fouled it off himself. He'll hop around as he tries to walk that one out, but he's behind 0-2.
Looks like the movement in the Otters bullpen will be left-handed pitcher Griff Hughes. Still no pitches being thrown, but he just move around, stretching out. And now Franco getting consulted by a trainer.
Yeah, it looks like he's motioning to the inside of his foot. And you obviously hope it's just a stinger and that he can stay in the game.
Yeah, those never feel good. Luckily, he is a DH. If he does need some rest, if he can stay in this game, doesn't have to be on it on defense, but we'll see if he's able to stay in.
Franco working on his 1-for-3 day. He went 1-for-5 last night. The top half of the lineup has done a much better job than they did last night. Went 1-for-15 last night with 6 strikeouts.
Jogging it out, Franco is. Seems to have a lot less pain than he did. Seems to be a stinger.
Frank,
good to see.
The top 3 in the lineup, 6-for-9 so far in this game. 3-for-3 for Alfredo Gonzalez, 2-for-3 for Burl Dixon, and 1-for-3 here for Sam Franco. But he's behind 0-2. CJ Backer comes set and delivers from the windup. That one is lifted into left field. A little bit of a blooper. Keena Taylor will get under it and bring it in for out number 2. So quickly with 2 away in this inning, it'll lead to Burl Dixon, who got a double in his first at-bat, singled in his second at-bat, then struck out looking in his third at-bat. It's 7 hits in the game so far, or 8 hits rather in the game so far for the Crushers. He squares around a bunt, pulls it back, takes it for a ball. Count starts at 1-0.
Trying to get a bunt single of his own after Wilbanks got his.
Swings through that one, pulled the string on him. Count moves to 1-1. It's 8 hits on the day for the Crushers, but only 1 hit since the start of the 3rd inning. 1-1 pitch, lifted into right field. Benson will come in on it. He'll dive and make the
my.
diving catch.
Woo-hoo.
JT Benson making it look easy out there. Brings it in for out number 3. Another 1-2-3 inning for CJ Backer. Otters still trail 3-1. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville Vanderburgh Public Library.
Back here in Bosse Field as the Otters trail 3-1 against the Lake Erie Crushers after taking Game 1 last night in a 4-3 victory. They'll play again tomorrow. Matinee game at 12:35 before hitting the road to Schaumburg to take on the Boomers once again. They won that series 2-1 this week. They look to stay hot. Otters at 6-7. They're 3-1 this week after being swept by Mississippi against two of the best teams in the league in Schaumburg, who sit at now 9-6, and Lake Erie, who sit at 9-3. It's JT Benson to lead it off here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. First pitch from Escobar. Checked his swing. I believe it's going to be a foul ball, so he'll start behind 0-1. Escobar in his first 2 starts only went in 5 innings in each. Next pitch, that one's fouled back overhead, an overhead foul ball. Brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it.
Choose the best, never regret it.
Really going to jinx us on this one, but haven't heard that saying too much as we have in the past recently. But that saying of Hex Construction, hopefully I didn't jinx it, but we'll see how that goes.
Count now at 0-2 for JT Benson. That one stays outside. Count moves to 1-2. Mentioning that Escobar hasn't gone more than 5 innings in a game yet this year. That one's a chop towards third. Strong picks it up, throw to first, too high, pulls him off the bag. And so Benson will get on to start the inning. That one's going to be ruled an infield single for JT Benson.
Right after that diving play, Benson able to find his way on. High chopper. Made Strong have to make a strong throw to third in a quick motion, or throw to first in a quick motion. Just pulls him down the line.
So Benson stays hot, 2 for 3 on the day. It brings in Pavin Parks. First pitch, swinging at that one. Gets behind 0-1. Parks has done a really good job working counts and drawing walks, even if he's hit the ball hard and some of that hasn't shown up in the stat sheet. But last at bat went down swinging in 3 pitches and has been on 1. Benson takes off, a little bit of hesitation. Throw to second, not going to be in time. Benson's speed prevails. And a stolen base for the Otters, an epic stolen base presented by Epic Insurance. Now runner on second. That pitch was a ball. Count moves to 1-1. Still no one out here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. The Otters looking to put together some clutch hits once again. Escobar, the 1-1 pitch into Pavin Parks. That one stays low. Count moves to 2-1. And Benson on that steal attempt had a little bit of a hesitation before eventually going. And again, just with his speed, he's shown that a lot so far with the way he beat that throw out first, then the steal.
He also showed it in the defensive side earlier on a diving catch in right field.
Now on second, Pavement Parks, the 2-1 pitch. That's a chopper up the middle. Escobar brings it back in. He'll trap JT Benson between second and third base. He'll chase him down. Now Benson in a pickle. He'll run back to second, try to avoid the tag, and he won't.
Man.
So Escobar managed to get JT Benson out between second and first. Parks still at first base. And with one away, it'll be Raymond Gill.
Raymond Gill.
That's just a really unfortunate play there. Escobar had a great over-the-head grab off of Parks' bouncer. I thought I was going to get through, and obviously Benson did too. Takes off, but Escobar made the smart play. Instead of throwing it back somewhere, just chased him down, letting Strong make the tag. But now Parks is at first safely.
One away, Pavement Parks at first base. It's Raymond Gill. First pitch from Escobar. Before that, a check on Parks. Pavement on the season, 5 for 5 in stolen base attempts. Stole a base last night. It was on the second half of a double steal between him and Benson. First pitch into the third baseman tonight. Chopper towards third. Another one for Strong. He'll pick it up, throw to first. That one in the dirt.
Man.
It's brought in by Knotts. A great dig from Scout Knotts. And now with 2 away, Parks did advance to second. It'll be Keenan Taylor as he tries to get that run home from second.
Strong's had some not so great throws over there at third, making Knotts make a really good play at first on a awkward scoop angle, able to corral it and kind of like putting his hand on top of it, but also with the throw down the line. But now they're at 2 outs with a runner on second.
First pitch into Taylor. Taken on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Taylor 0 for 2 today, looking to get back in the hit column. Escobar set, delivers the 0-1 pitch into Keenan Taylor. Lifts that one to center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. They're going to send Parks home. Rounds third, heads home. He's going to get home. Throw is cut off. Otters cut that lead down to 1.
More clutch hitting from the Otters. 2 outs. Parks in scoring position, just kind of throws his hands out there. And a great hit up the middle. Falls well in front of the center fielder. Like you said, cut off throw, no play at the plate.
That pitch was off speed, off the plate by about 6 inches. And Keenan Taylor went to get it.
Yeah, 69 off the bat, but right up the middle.
Quick conversation between the catcher Gonzalez and Anthony Escobar. 2 runs given up, the first 2 runs of the season for Escobar. Mentioned he came in with 2 starts. Hadn't given up a run yet, but the Otters have managed to get to him here. And now it's Wilbanks as he tries to keep this 6th inning alive. Wilbanks got on through it via the bunt single in his last at-bat. The first pitch, Taylor takes off, swinging at that one. Comes up with nothing, throw to second, not in time, thrown off line. Another epic stolen base, that one from Keenan Taylor.
That was off line, but also looked like Gonzalez maybe kind of stuttered a bit right before he threw it. Maybe because it wasn't tend to have too great of a grip on it, but now again, more 2-out at-bats with a runner in scoring position.
That is Keenan Taylor's 4th stolen bag in as many attempts. First pitch was a swinging strike. Wilbanks behind 0-1. Next pitch into him. That one is a foul tip. Count now at 0-2 as Wilbanks will have to battle.
Again, making Escobar uncomfortable here. The stolen base. Seeing clutch hitting in the past last night and tonight, looking for more.
Wilbanks, not a guy with a ton of pop in his bat, but does great at drawing walks, 5 walks on the year. That one is lifted into left field. Dixon is going to get back on it as that one carried right to him for out number 3, but the Otters get one more. They trail by 1 as we head to the 7th inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
In honor of
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
CJ Backer out there for the 7th inning as he looks to become the longest starter outing. Mentioned that Brahms went 6. He's gone 6. If he were to leave right now, he'd be credited with a quality start after in the first inning gave up 3 runs, and in the second inning, 3 straight base hits before getting out of that inning unharmed, and then has been shut out since then.
Yeah, if you were to ask anybody after the first inning, or even, second inning, bases loaded, nobody out, he's going to get to the 7th inning. People would think, so he let up 30 runs, you're crazy. He's the same amount of runs scored. He's been dealing in this last part of the game.
He has kept the Otters in it. They've scratched back a couple of runs. They trail 3-2 here in the top half of the 7th inning. Went to drag the field, so an extra minute in between innings as Backer continues his warm-up. Another quick inning for him in the last inning as well, as he looks to try to do the same here. It was another 9-pitch inning for him in the last inning. So a couple of 9-pitch innings. He finishes his warm-up, and it will be the catcher Alfredo Gonzalez working on his 3-for-3 day to meet him here in the 7th inning. Mentioned he has 3 hits on the day, but outside of that the first 2 were bloop hits. The first one was an infield single. Second one was a looper into center field. His third one came 107 off the bat, so the economy of those. First pitch from Backer, swinging at that one. Comes up with nothing. He's behind 0-1. So Backer with this next pitch will reach 90 pitches on the day. 0-1 pitch. That one just misses inside. Count moves to 1-1.
Both bullpens are fully moving with still Hughes for the Otters, but it looks like maybe Dylan Spain.
That pitch goes inside. Count moves to 2-1.
Dylan Spain, the righty for the Crushers in the bullpen.
Escobar made his longest start of the season already, going through 6. Backer here, trying to get through the 7th inning. That one, chopper, right back to Backer. He'll bring it in. Throw to first will be in time for out number 1. Does it himself, gets the first out. That was a hard throw from the pitcher. It's good to see that he can make that throw. You see some pitchers not be able to make that throw from first.
We also talk about the difficulty of that double play turns in the second inning. A lot of pressure on that, but able to make good throw on that throw and this throw at first base.
So now it'll be Scout Knotts working on a 1-for-2 day. He's walked, singled, and came around to score, and also struck out swinging. First pitch he'll take for a ball. He starts ahead 1-0. Seth Strong, the lefty on deck. Could mean this is the last batter of the game for Backer, but we'll obviously wait and see. Next pitch into Knotts. Swings through that one. Hefty swing, but came up with nothing.
Yeah, got fooled on that
Count
one.
At 1-1. You saw on a pitch that was It was a fastball up and in, but a similar type of pitch that Knotts took deep. Now the 1-1 pitch. That one stays low. Count moves to 2-1. Knotts went 3 for 3 in game 1 with a home run, scored 2 runs, an RBI and a walk. 1 for 2 on the day here. Now waits the 2-1 pitch. That one catches the zone. Count evens up at 2-2.
He's working both sides of the zone in this at bat. Founds those 2 strikes are both on the inside of half. We'll see where it goes now.
From the windup, delivers the 2-2 pitch. That one catches the bottom of the zone, gets Knotts looking. Another German-American Bank strikeout, the 4th on the day for Backer. And with 2 away, it'll bring up Seth Strong, and Max Peterson will jump out of the dugout. He'll take the long walk, but a fantastic outing for C.J. Backer. He finishes with 6 2/3 innings pitched, gave up 3 runs, all of them coming in the first inning, and he kept the Otters alive. He'll leave while they trail 1, and now he will get an ovation from the home crowd, and rightfully so. You get a handshake from manager Andy McCauley. When we come back, we'll talk more about Griff Hughes, the new pitcher for the Otters. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
The southpaw Griff Hughes on the mound. He's been one of the most trusted arms out of the Otters bullpen. Already pitched in 10 innings as he looks to keep this deficit at 1 here in the top half of the 7th inning.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Could be a pinch hitter.
Pinch hitting, Lake Erie. To Davey Morgan.
It'll be Davey Morgan. We saw him yesterday. He'll be pinch hitting for Seth Strong. So a little bit of a chess match here. You take out your lefty when they bring in their lefty, and you bring in the righty Davey Morgan. Also, Seth Strong hasn't had the best game so far. Not defensively, obviously, but also offensively. He's the one that grounded into that double play. Hughes will come set from the stretch and deliver the first pitch. Swings through that one. Morgan does. Starts behind 0-1. Hughes will look in and deliver the 0-1 pitch into Morgan. That one catches the zone. He's ahead 0-2.
Once again, still looking for a half-bond winner. Check out Honor.
Davey Morgan went 2 for 4 last night. Hughes has appeared in 6 games. He's gone 10 innings, only given up 2 runs, both on that 2-run home run in extra innings to Negrete back against Three Rivers, pitched to a 1.80 ERA. He struck out 13, only walked 1 batter. Next pitch, just misses low. Count moves to 2-1.
Davey, a normal starter, 8 starts in 11 games. He bats .367 with 400 on base reception and .667 slugging. So as part of that chess match, he also put in a great hitter.
1-2 pitch. That one's fouled back. Stays alive. 1 for the net. That was coming right in our window. Count still at 1-2, and you mentioned Davey Morgan, one of their better hitters. Again, went 2 for 4 last night, and utilizing him here in the 7th inning, trying to keep this inning alive against Griff Hughes. That one is fouled back right at the crowd. That one, I believe, still hit the foul ball net.
A lot of net here at historic Bosse Field.
And thankfully for it, no, there was no extra speed on that one, but I can guarantee you, up near 100.
Yeah.
Count still 1-2. Delivery from Griff Hughes. That one is fouled back overhead as he continues this battle. But an overhead foul ball, first of the inning, so you know it's an overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it. Sometimes trying to speak while Zane's speaking can be tough. Count still 1-2 here for Griff Hughes. Davey Morgan in the right-handed batter's box. Next one just misses outside. Count moves to 2-2.
Great pitch.
That one, the 7th pitch at the at-bat. Next one will be the 8th in this battle between Morgan and Hughes. Next pitch. That one catches him looking for strike 3, gets the back door. A German-American Bank strikeout. The Otters are through 7. So we head to the bottom of the 7th. They look to try to tie. They trail 3-2. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network. As we stay here, we'll listen to Zane sing the 7th inning stretch.
And it seems that I can see the gleaming candlelight still shining bright through the sycamores for me. The new mown hay sends all its fragrance from the fields I used to roam. When I dream about the moonlight on the Wabash, how I long for my Indiana home. And now you know what time it is. Time to stand up, stretch, and sing. Here we go.
No, we're still good.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back, and we'll root for the Otters. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Nicely done. Let's get some runs.
That was the special version of the 7th inning stretch with the Indy 500 tomorrow. Did a little This Is Indiana song.
36 Dylan Spain into pitch.
That was Zane Claudefelter, the PA announcer for these Evansville Otters. Dylan Spain, the new pitcher for the Crushers. Spain at pitching. Gonzalez behind the plate. That pitcher and catcher battery sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000.
Morgan staying in the game. He's at third base.
That first pitch to Khalil missed. He's ahead 1-0 to the new pitcher for the Crushers. That one is ripped to the middle. First base knock of the year for George Khalil. A leadoff single here in the 7th inning as the Otters try to pull ahead here. First tie and then pull ahead. That one went right back up the middle for Khalil. And that leads to the top of the order, Graham Brown.
Number 24, Graham Brown.
Dylan Spain in his first year in independent ball. Spent 4 years in the minors between the Braves and Rockies organization. Made it as high as AAA before being here in the Frontier League. First pitch in to Brown. Takes that one high. Brown is ahead 1-0. Brown working on his 1-for-2 day. Has a base hit, reached on a catcher's interference, also a struck out swinging. Next pitch in from Spain. But first check on Khalil. Doesn't even throw it over, just to keep him honest. Dylan Spain, the former 10th round draft pick of the Atlanta Braves back in 2021. Spent 3 seasons at Hawaii Hilo. And that one is ripped up the middle. That's going to get down for a base hit. Khalil is going to take third. It's going to get past the outfielder. Khalil's going to come all the way around to score. Brown is on his way to third. He's going to slide in there and be safe. Woo!
Man.
Talk about a break for the Otters as they tie this ballgame here in the 7th inning.
Wow. I mean, we couldn't really see it from up here. The ball got past the center fielder, Huckstorf. It just, wow, Brown off to the races.
Now the infield is going to come in for the Crushers as Camus will step into the left-handed batter's box. An RBI single for him last time up. And now a chance to put the Otters on top. First pitch to Camus. Ooh. Swings at that one, but pulled the string on him. He's behind 0-1. Camus loves this pitch, loves to swing first pitch. Showed it right there. Now behind 0-1. Spain from the stretch will deliver. That one stays inside. Count moves to 1-1.
Brown hit that ball well, but I was looking to see what they would do with Khalil getting the third, and then look up and the ball's at the wall.
Next pitch. Taken for a strike. Count moves to 1-2. And I was watching Khalil because I was expecting the throw in from third. And there was no ball.
I wonder if maybe just try to come up and throw too quickly and just miss the ball completely.
Count at 1-2 now for Camus. Graham Brown at third. That one chopped foul, stays alive. Count still at 1-2. Bottom of the 7th inning, Otters have now tied at 3-3. They've scored a run in each of the last 3 innings. Graham Brown on third, no one away. Already one in. They try to get another. Spain will come set and deliver the 1-2 pitch into Camus. Fouls that one off and stays alive as he continues to battle. That one at 93 miles per hour.
Big at bat for Camus here. And you can tell infield is playing in. Ground ball, they'll most likely go home.
1-2 pitch. Ripped into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. It's going to roll into the bullpen. Camus is going to head towards second. It's going to be an RBI double for Alay Camus. A Deerhead double-decker double has put the Otters on top.
Looks like it kind of got in front of that pitch, able to keep it fair down the line, and it rolled, like you said, into the bullpen. Camus busting it out of the box, able to get a stand-up double, and a big one at that as the Otters now scored, or they scored in their last 3 frames. This one is the first multi-run inning, and now with 2 runs in already, runner on second, and nobody out.
It was the 7th inning last night where the Otters took their lead. They take the lead here, and it's LJ Jones to the plate. Still runner on second, still no one out here with already 2 in this 7th inning. First pitch from the stretch. That one's in the dirt. Count moves to 1-0. LJ Jones, the former Springfield Cardinal, looking to try to add to the Otters' lead here. Drafted in the 5th round of the 2020 MLB draft by the St. Louis Cardinals. Now awaits the 1-0 pitch. That one is fouled back. Got a piece of the catcher Gonzalez. Count moves to 1-1 as the umpire, Anthony Atkinson, will walk the ball to Spain and give Gonzalez time.
If the statistics are right, these will be the first 2 runs Spain has given up all year. And I don't know how they'll exactly score it with that air in center field.
They just ruled it a triple.
Just ruled it a triple. Okay, so no air will be involved in that. Okay.
Either way, count is at 1-1 for LJ Jones. That one is ripped into left field. On his way back is Dixon to the wall. It's over his head. Camus is going to score easily. LJ Jones on his way to second. He's going to get in standing up. The Otters add 1 to their lead. They're leading 5-3 now.
We talked about earlier how he's gotten some hard hits, but wasn't able to find the gaps. He didn't have to find a gap on that one. He just burned him.
Just hit it over the head of the 6'5" Burl Dixon.
Yeah. I want to see how fast that was off the bat because that ball was murdered.
It was 103 off the bat.
Man.
Showing his chops. Still no one away. We're going to get a walk to the mound. Nothing happening in the bullpen for the Crushers. Someone's walking over there to get warmed up now, but obviously they're not going to bring him in. So it's just a mound visit. And LJ Jones had to go back in there and get a sliding glove as he'll run back to second base. Mound visit over, so they'll head back. Gonzalez will head back behind the plate. It's now JT Benson up to bat. What an inning for the Otters.
Yeah.
A single for George Khalil to get it started. A triple for Graham Brown to drive him in. A double for Camus to drive Brown in. And then the double for LJ Jones to drive in Camus. 3 runs in already. Runner at second, still no one away. And it's JT Benson who's working on his 2 for 3 nights as he looks to try to stay hot. First pitch from Spain will catch the zone. Starts 0-1. You were mentioning his stats this year. 4 appearances, 7 1/3 innings pitched, a 0 ERA, 8 strikeouts to 2 walks. Had only given up 6 hits on the year. He's already given up 4 in this inning. Now the 0-1 pitch into JT Benson. But first a check on LJ Jones. It was Anthony Escobar who got the start. Looked unhittable through 4. Gave up a couple of runs but left with the lead. But Dylan Spain has been hit hard so far. 0-1 pitch into JT Benson. That one is ripped right towards the shortstop Thomason. He'll bring it in and make the throw over to first for out number 1.
Continuing on the trend, a hard hit ball is just really right at Thomason.
Now Pavin Parks into the box. Housekeeping note, it'll be Dixie Morgan over at third. Davey Morgan over at third. He would just take over for Seth Strong. And now it's Pavin Parks into the left-handed batter's box. First pitch into him. He'll take that one high. Count moves to 1-0.
Who's up in the bullpen for the Crushers is number 17, Michael Spinazzi.
Another guy that we haven't seen yet this weekend. Now the 1-0 pitch into the power-hitting Pavin Parks. That one stays inside. Count moves to 2-0. Parks reached on a fielder's choice in the last at-bat. He came around to score on the Keenan Taylor base knock. LJ Jones at second. There's 1 away, 3 in here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Otters lead 5-3. Next pitch into Parks. Fouls that one high and overhead. First overhead foul ball of the inning. Means I have to tell you it's an overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it. Count at 2-1 now for Pavin Parks. Spain will look in. He'll come set as the infield plays Parks to pull. Next pitch swung through on that one. Count is even up at 2-2. The outfield also shifted a little bit to the right. The first baseman, Knotts, is almost on the line. While the second baseman, Campbell, with his heels on the infield. 2-2 pitch into Parks. Watches that one go by high. Count runs full. Count full for Pavin Parks, the DH tonight. Here comes the payoff pitch. That one stays high for ball 4, so he works a walk. Deerhead side walk, Cafe and Bar. Now there'll be runners on first and second for Raymond Gill. Gill 0 for 2 on the day so far,
Third baseman, number 10,
but has drawn a walk.
Gill.
And looks to try to add some more runs here for the Otters. Spain comes set. He'll deliver the first pitch into Gill. That one is ripped high, but overhead and foul.
Foul ball brought to you by X Construction. Choose the best, never regret it.
Count now at 0-1. The Otters offense has come alive here in the 7th inning. They lead 5-3 in this ballgame. The 3 runs for the Crushers came all the way back in the 1st inning. Swung through on that one. Now he's behind 0-2.
I'm not exactly for sure what the hit ratio to each team was, with the Otters now leading tonight, but I feel like it was like 8-1 at one point, or 7-1. It was a lot to, not a lot, but a good amount to a little.
The Otters only had 2 hits through the first 4 innings. They got 2 in the 5th, and they got a run, and they got 2 in the 6th with a run. And now 4 here in this inning. They also drawn a walk. Gill takes that pitch. Count moves to 1-2.
The Otters have found their stride in these last 3 frames. You can tell from the scoreboard by that.
One-two pitch into Raymond Gill. Swings through that one for out number 2. And it will lead to Keenan Taylor.
Got him out in front on that one. Now 2 outs. Still Jones at second. Basic can still score him here. That's what Keenan Taylor will be looking for.
Anthony Escobar went 6 innings and only gave up 2 runs before being pulled. But Spain here in the 7th has given up 3. First pitch into Keenan Taylor. That one's ripped right towards the shortstop Thomason. He'll make the short toss to second for out number 3, but the Otters tack on 3. They take the lead here as we head to the 8th inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VANDCASA.com.
Griff Hughes out there, got the last out in the 7th inning. It was a strikeout to Davey Morgan, and now it's Dario Gomez who will face him first here as he looks to continue his dominance that he's shown this year.
Right fielder, 25, Dario Gomez.
CJ Backer's day ended with 6 2/3 innings pitched. Gave up 8 hits, only 3 earned runs, did walk 4, but also struck out 4. And he went 6 2/3, the longest outing by a starter this year for the Otters. Now it's Griff Hughes to try to maintain this 2-run lead. First pitch, swing and a miss by Gomez, and he's behind 0-1.
Gomez is tied for the lead in batting average against lefties with his short appearances with only 3 at-bats against. He's batting .333.
Next pitch, that one's lifted high into the air. Taylor and Brown will converge on it, and it'll be Taylor who will get under it. No, it'll be Brown who calls him off. And Brown will bring it in for out number 1. It's good communication there from the Otters outfielders. It's always great to see. Now it's Zach Campbell up to the plate. 0 for 1 in the day. 0 for 2 in the day. He's drawn a walk. That was his 11th walk on the year. Lefty v lefty. First pitch taken for a strike. He gets behind 0-1. That is the first pitch strike that Campbell has seen today. We will see if Hughes, who again has only walked one batter this year, can get him. That pitch is at the knees for a strike. And quickly he's ahead of Campbell here, 0-2. Hughes took the bad luck loss against Schaumburg after Valdez gave up that run in the 10th.
Ooh.
Strike 3 looking for Griff Hughes. A German-American bank strikeout. Hughes' second on the day. And with 2 away, it'll lead to Logan Thomason.
Campbell kind of gave like a half swing. He did think he swung, but it wasn't called on the swing, it was called on the pitch. Kind of gave a little conversation, but no argument from him.
That one did catch the outside part of the plate. Now the first pitch into Thomason, we taken low. Count at 1-0. Hughes has given up 4 runs this year. Only 2 of them have been earned. The other 2 were the international tiebreaker runners that were scored when he came in on the 10th inning. Now the 1-0 pitch. That one misses. Count at 2-0. It's been a very consistent zone from the home plate umpire Atkinson. It's been a good crew so far this weekend. Now the 2-0 pitch. That one catches the zone. Count moves to 2-1 now. Of course, it's yet to be seen whether the manager of the Crushers, Jared Lemieux, agrees after being tossed last night. Count at 2-1 here. That one catches the zone for strike 2. Count moves to 2-2. So great job by Hughes to even up the count after going down 2-0. Again, a guy who's not going to blow you away by his speed, but he is going to paint the corners on you. Now the 2-2 count into Logan Thomason. Chopped up the middle. Camus going to go over. It's going to get past his glove into the outfield for a 2-out base knock.
Center fielder, one.
Camus had gotten over to it, but his glove just missed the ball. It was going to be a tough throw either way because he was running full speed to his right.
Like I said, Hughes will dot you up, and not blow you away, but with that speed, that's the pressure of if you miss just by a little bit. That pitch didn't find the middle of the zone, but definitely not on the corner, and that found the middle of the infield for a base hit.
So now with a runner on and 2 away, it's Kyle Huckstorf to the plate. First pitch misses high and in for ball 1. Huckstorf represents the tying run at the plate. The former Iowa Hawkeye, former teammates with Otters pitcher Zach Volker. Swings through that one. He's behind, even the count, rather, 1-1. Huckstorf in the right-handed batter's box. Only in his 4th start of the season, but he's taken full advantage with a 600 OBP right now. That pitch stays low. Count moves to 2-1.
He's got 5 hits and 11 at-bats coming into today, with 1 home run and the rest being singles.
Never hit more than 10 home runs in a year at Iowa, but like you mentioned, has a home run so far this year, in only this being his 4th start. That pitch catches the zone. Count evens up at 2-2. A little bit of a late call there from the home plate umpire, but a call nonetheless. Count at 2-2. 2 away with the runner on first. Tying run at the plate for the Crushers. Hughes, the southpaw, will deliver. But first check over at the runner just to keep him honest. Count still at 2-2 here. Hughes will come set and deliver the pitch into Kyle Huckstorf. That one stays wide. Count runs full, and the runner at first will get a head start.
Looks like Jones will still hold him on, though. Make sure he doesn't get too big of a lead.
Hughes looks into Wilbanks and comes set. Payoff pitch in from Hughes. Runner takes off. Pitch is high. Checked to swing. Didn't go. And so a 2-out walk will advance the runner from
Back to the top of the order.
from first to second.
6, Sam Franco.
And it's Sam Franco to the plate with now the tying runner at first base.
Home crowd didn't like that call of a no swing. Letting Langley know he didn't agree, but they did not agree. But I think it was probably the right call.
2-out rallies so far here from the Crushers. So they threaten Griff Hughes here. Hughes will look into Wilbanks and come set. And he'll deliver the first pitch into the DH tonight. That pitch misses, starts 1-0. Franco, the free swinging center fielder, playing DH today. Their leadoff hitter, working in 1-for-4 day. That's to Gill. He'll take it and tag third, and he'll get the easy out at third for out number 3. So the Crushers threaten, but don't put any across. The Otters still lead 5-3. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
New pitcher in for the Lake Erie Crushers is Michael Spinozzi. So we just witnessed some chaos in the AZ Pizza Run. I'm not sure who won either. It was a close race. Maybe a little bit of some dirty play there. But
maybe it looked like some tackle football going on. And it was a football game played on this field.
That's true. Former high school football game played recently.
Big game too.
Mentioned Michael Spinozzi, the new pitcher. Alfredo Gonzalez still behind the plate. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000. Man, he's fast at that.
Yeah.
He is fast.
The catcher, number
Michael Spinozzi in his 6th game here for Lake Erie. Finished up his 3-year career at Miami of Ohio in some action baseball. Appeared in 14 games, 3 starts in his final season, pitched to a 9.58 ERA in 31 innings. Struck out 26, walked 19. This year so far, he's walked 5, struck out 9. First pitch into Wilbanks. He'll square around to bunt. But he picked up by Spinozzi. He slips as well. He'll make the long throw. It gets by him.
Wow.
But the second baseman, Zach Campbell, is backing him up, so Wilbanks will stay at first. And Spinozzi's still down on the ground.
Oh.
So the second time we've seen that from the Crushers.
I was going to say, it's like deja vu all over, like just same bunt, same kind of placement with Escobar falling.
We've seen Backer make a couple of plays there, and he hasn't had problems with it.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's maybe kind of a, because we don't have turf here at Bosse Field. Maybe I've never been to Lake Erie. Potentially they have turf, and they're used to the turf, and it's a little bit different of a feel. Wilbanks, his second bunt single of the night. Same attempt, same outcome.
Yeah. Kind of fell almost the same as Escobar, where he like did the splits. Escobar fell backwards, so I don't exactly. He's gonna throw a practice pitch here. See if he's good to go.
Yeah, it looks like he's good. Gives a thumbs up.
It's right down Broadway.
So it looks like he'll stay in. He'll take a couple more practice pitches. Wilbanks, that bunt single, his second bunt single of the day to lead off the Otters here as they try to look for some more insurance runs. They do have some action out in the bullpen. They always bring a lot of pitchers over there, so it's hard to see who's actually going to be doing the pitching.
The number's kind of hidden from us. He's turned to the side. It's a righty.
All right, the trainers will come off the field, and that'll allow George Khalil to head to the plate. Singled and came around to score in his last at-bat, 1 for 2 on the day. Had a sac bunt earlier as well.
I believe that is Wogelmuth. I can tell it's a 20 number, but it's either Valdez or Wogelmuth.
First pitch, Khalil squares on a bunt, pulls it back. Count moves to 1-0. Looking for a second sac bunt of the night as the Otters again try to get some more insurance. It's Graham Brown on deck, who's working on his 2 for 3 day. So trying to put a runner in scoring position for the hottest hitter on this Otters team. Khalil squares run to bunt, pulls that one back as that one stays high. Count moves to 2-0. Looks like Spinozzi's trying to work up and in there and force a pop-up.
Now he's down 2-0. He's got to give him a good bunt pitch. Has to fall into the line.
Davey Morgan is creeping in at third. Squares on a bunt. That one he gets down, but it fouls back. Count moves to 2-1. I will say I'm not a fan of the sac bunt, especially when your guy has a hit on the night, but Andy McCauley, more of an old-fashioned coach, and he's won a lot of baseball.
Yeah. We've seen it kind of work earlier today, especially with these two on the base path and up to bat.
2-1 count. Khalil will square around to bunt. First a check over at first. That one will get away from the first baseman, not. Wilbanks will not go to second as it didn't get all the way to the wall. It hit off, I believe it hit off the back of Wilbanks, so it slowed down a little bit.
He has to give up some thumbs up. And he had a slow start on it, so it's better to be safe and sorry, especially in a sacrifice bunt situation.
Count still at 2-1. Davey Morgan over at third is creeping way in. Khalil already squared. 2-1 pitch. Bunt that one backwards. Count now at 2-2, and we'll see if they still have him bunt with 2 strikes here.
Might be just like a get it down or nothing.
Count at 2-2. Khalil will look to McCauley for signs. He'll step back into the right-handed batter's box. Looks like he is going to square already. He's already prepared for it. 2-2 pitch. Bunt gets that one down. Is it going to stay fair? It is going to stay fair. Throw to first rather is going to be in time. Khalil made it close, but a sac bunt nonetheless. His second of the day.
Yeah, squared early to make sure he got the full. Could make sure you see the ball out of the hand perfectly. Like you said, it might not have stayed fair, but you cannot risk that, especially with a runner on. I had to make sure to get the out at first.
So perfect sac bunt. One away here for Graham Brown with a runner in scoring position. Tries to get that insurance run in from second. First pitch into Brown is swung through. Pulled the string on him. He's behind 0-1. Brown loves to swing at the first pitch. Loves to go hunting on that first pitch. Spinozzi comes set, delivers the 0-1 pitch. That one just catches the outside part of the zone, says home plate umpire Anthony Atkinson. And now Graham Brown behind 0-2. So off the battle. The former Red Falcon looks in and comes set. Check to swing. They'll check down. Did not go. Count moves to 1-2. By the way, it's Miami Red Hawks, not Falcons. played a couple of summers with Mahoning Valley in the MLB Draft League before joining Lake Erie here in 2025. Did Spinozzi. 1-2 pitch. Slow roller to second. Be picked up and thrown to first for out number 2. Wilbanks will advance 90 more feet. And with 2 away, that'll bring up the second baseman, Alay Camus.
Number 1, Alay Camus.
Productive out there. Now, haven't seen one yet, but a pass ball would score now, especially with a big backstop here.
Camus is 2 for 4 on the day, a couple of RBIs to his name. First pitch. Takes that one on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. He's behind 0-1. Also scored a run after his double. Scored on the L.J. Jones double. 0-1 pitch into Camus. Fights that one off to the left side of the field. It's Morgan who will bring it in. Throw to first in time for out number 3. So the Otters don't score, but they still lead 5-3 as we head to the 9th inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on the 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville Vanderburgh Public Library.
For the Evansville Otters, 3, Ty Krittenberger is in the game, now playing left field.
New pitcher in for the Otters is Nate Wolgamuth. Behind the plate, Cohen Wilbanks. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000. New pitcher is Nate Wolgamuth as he looks to earn his 3rd save of the season. He's already earned 2 this week. This one is a little bit easier. Comes in with a 2-run lead, so a little bit more cushion than he's had the other couple of times.
So this a couple of times for Backer, but he's looking to just keep riding the wave of what has been given to him the last 7 innings, looking to look 8 shutout innings in a row after the 3 spot in the top of the 1st. But he won't be facing a good part of, or a good for him part of the lineup, as it's the 2-hole Burl Dixon leading it off.
Dixon the first to meet him.
He's been great today.
Started 2 for 2 in the day, but last couple of at-bats has been able, he's looked human.
Yeah.
Again, went 0 for 5 yesterday with 3 strikeouts. 2 for 4 on the day with 1 strikeout. Wolgamuth, the first pitch is taken for a strike. Count moves to 0-1. That one goes inside. I'm not sure if it hit him or not.
I thought it might have, but it doesn't look like they're calling that.
Yeah, looks like Dixon's not acting like it did hit him, so count at 1-1.
He's fixing his leg guard on his right foot.
So
calls time.
Yeah, Dixon calls time. He'll take his time getting back in. Dixon faced Wolgamuth last night and struck out swinging. The second time he'll face him. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch in from Wolgamuth. That one catches the zone. Count it 1-2.
94. Painted that one too on the inside part.
Wolgamuth, the stand-in closer currently for the Evansville Otters, has already earned 2 saves and 2 attempts. That one up the middle. Khalil will take it in on a hop.
Ooh.
Throw to first in time. a difficult play he just made look so easy.
That's not the first time we've said that today for him. Man.
That one, a late hop into his almost his stomach, and he brings it in and makes the throw to first. That kind of defensive prowess cannot be understated.
Yeah, that transition to the hand made it seem just so simple. That
Next
was hard.
is Alfredo Gonzalez. He's 2 for 3 or 3 for 4 on the day. He also struck out swinging against Wolgemuth last night. First pitch into him will be taken just inside for ball 1.
94 again. The out on the ground ball was 95. He's pumping up these numbers.
Now the 1-0 count is taken in there for a strike. Count moves to 1-1.
And a 14-mile-an-hour drop off at 80.
One pitch in from Wolgemuth. That one's ripped just over the glove of Khalil. So a base knock for Gonzalez, his 4th hit on the day. And with 1 away, the tying run to come to the plate in the honor of Scout Knotts.
He has doubled his hit amount in just today's game.
That one was
4 coming in.
104 off the bat. So a couple of over 100 off the bat for him, and a couple that probably were under 60.
Yeah. First 2 were a little blooby, but the last 2.
First pitch taken for a strike.
The last 2 were no doubt about it earned.
Knotts working on a 1 for 3 day. He struck out twice, also earned a walk. That one is up the middle, right back to Wolgemuth, brings it in, throw to first. It was a high throw, but it doesn't matter because Gonzalez didn't even try to get back. It's a double play to end the ball game.
Wow. Gonzalez, if he tried to get back, he probably could have got back. That throw made Jones had to jump and get off the bag.
So a jam shot back to Wolgemuth, brings it in for 1 out. Gonzalez taking off towards second, isn't able to get back in time. A little bit of a wild throw from Wolgemuth, but Jones brings it in, comes back to tag the base, and the Otters are victorious. They win on a comeback win, 5-3 in this game. The win will go to Griff Hughes. The loss will be charged to Dylan Spain. Wolgemuth ends up with the save. Take a short break. When we're back, we'll go to the Papa John's postgame show. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VANDCASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
Well, the Otts are hot. Welcome into the Papa John's postgame show. Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network and Home Team Network. Otters gave up 3 runs in the first inning, shut out Lake Erie. After that, they come back. They win 5-3 on the backs of another big 7th inning.
Yeah. Like you said, 8 scoreless frames, pretty much perfect baseball played from the Otters. Even some great defensive plays like Benson and right field diving, like to add on to the great pitching we saw from everybody in the bullpen, from Backer to Hughes to the save from Wolgemuth. It was just a great day of baseball on the defensive side for the Otters.
CJ Backer got the start, and we have to talk about it. Obviously struggled in the first inning, gave up 3 runs on 4 hits, walked 2. Second inning, 3 straight hits, 3 straight singles. Again, not all of them was hard. Not all of them were hard contact, but they all got through. And then struck out Knotts, a double play on Seth Strong, get out of the inning, scoreless, and then went straight fire afterwards. Ended up with 6 2/3 innings pitched, gave up 8 hits, 3 earned runs, walked 4, struck out 4. But a fantastic game for C.J. Backer.
And to continue on that fantastic game, Griff Hughes came in, shut that inning down, got in kind of 2-out trouble in his second inning, but got out of that, and then Wolgemuth came in and shut it down. After a single from Gonzalez, got a line-out double play to end it.
Wolgemuth will earn the save. Did give up 1 hit, but got that double play. Hughes will earn the win. That's his 3rd win of the year. He'll move to 3-2 on the season. Those couple losses, really bad luck losses. Obviously, one was the home run he gave up to Negrete, but the other one was the game where it was 2 nights ago, when he came in extra innings, got 2 straight outs, and then it was Valdez that came in. Some lucky hits for Schaumburg, got through, and the run ended up being credited to Hughes, obviously unearned, but the loss will also go to him there. But the win for him here today, quality start for C.J. Backer. They get them started, and then the offense coming through. It took them a while to get started. A couple of hits through 4 innings, but then 2 hits in the 5th inning. They scored a run on the Alay Camus single that scored Wilbanks. 2 more hits in the 6th inning. They ended up scoring on the Keenan Taylor base hit that would score Paven Parks, and then the 7th inning. 4 straight hits to start the inning. They scored 3 runs in that. They took a 5-3 lead, didn't give it up after.
And a part of that 7th inning was L.J. Jones absolute murdered a ball over in left field. But again, Escobar had a great start. You know, he looks untouchable for 4 innings, like you have said before. But kind of just some small ball offense, and Wilbanks, got a bunt single that or Escobar slipped and fell on that we saw, later in this game in kind of a deja vu action. But they're just able to induce a small ball, induce the extra base hits, and they're kind of just able to collect themselves in that 3-inning stretch of scoring.
It was Anthony Escobar got the start. He went 6 innings, ended up giving up 2 runs, but the first 4, again, looked unhittable. Gave up a run in the 5th, run in the 6th. Dylan Spain, who gets credited for the loss, came in. 4 straight hits off of him. The Otters did a fantastic job in the comeback win, and this just feels like the same type of storyline we keep seeing from them. They come up big in these late moments, and in a game like this where they play from behind just like they did against Schaumburg all week, they come back and get a big win. Another game up on Lake Erie, the Central Division leading team. And we'll take a look real quick at the Florence and Washington game. Washington did win that one 2-1, so they stay a game behind Washington, but they also gain another game on Lake Erie. That'll put them 2.5 games back from Lake Erie. Washington will be 1.5 games back from Lake Erie. Schaumburg got the win as well. They'll move to 9-6, and Mississippi looks like they lost, so they moved to 6-6. So the Otters right in that playoff conversation.
And like you said, like the storyline we've seen, starting to playing from behind. From the beginning of this game, we thought this game might get out of hand quickly. Again, we talk about that 2nd inning so much today, but really just everybody, it's the collective effort from everyone on this team. And just to even stay in this game and be able to come back and win it is 2 completely different things, and they're able to do it both tonight.
And then the fantastic defense from the Otters. Obviously, C.J. Backer helping out himself. Nate Wolgemuth helping out himself with George Khalil and the Camus, and everyone in the outfield being so consistent. Finished the game with no errors. A huge, huge thing to happen. Lake Erie ended up with 2 errors. Otters win 5-3. It was 11 hits for the Otters with 5 runs, 10 hits on the night. For the Crushers, they ended up with 3 runs, also had a couple of errors. That was the Papa John's postgame show. Remember, Papa John's is the official sponsor of the postgame and pregame shows every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game day on the Otters Digital Network and on the Home Team Network. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Lucas Macklin. This is Cage Christie with me. Any final words, Cage?
Otters keep winning 2 series wins in a row. Go for the sweep tomorrow.
You heard them. Tomorrow, Otters are back at 12:35 p.m. for the matinee finish. They'll look to sweep Lake Erie before they head to Schaumburg for the next week's games. Everyone have a fantastic night, and always remember, go Otters.